Today, we're going to be cleaning up a Super Nintendo. Well, a Super Famicom, two Super Famicoms, and a Super Nintendo. We're going to be using the Retrobright method to de-yellow it, and we're just going to clean them up generally. One I've had for a few years, but I haven't cleaned it, and I should, so that's what I'm going to do. So yeah. As for how I'm going to utilize the Retrobright method, I'm going to use give me 1 second. I'm going to be using Sally's Hair Salon Volume 50 cream. This is quite the intense. Like, even online I don't see people generally using 50. So we're going to be using this 50 volume hydrogen peroxide. Yikes. So we're going to be using this. And we're going to be using this very, very kind of weak, energetic LED light. It's a black light. It does put off UV from what I've read online, but it is only 3 watts, so I don't know how this is going to work. It's raining right now, as you might be able to hear. I'm in the garage and I have the door open so it doesn't get too hot. But yeah, so hopefully this works. If not, then once it stops raining, I'm probably just going to put it outside. It's Texas in the summer. There's basically no ozone between us and the sun, so it should work. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing, and I will show you the culprits, the ones we're going to be working on in just a second. So a few things to note before we start is the camera might be a little wobbly. That's because the stand I'm using, which is a GoPro stand, isn't the world's most, well, how do you put this, stable? It's a little wobbly, but I can't tell if that's the stand itself or just the little attachment mechanism. I could probably fix it, but I really can't be asked to, even if it would be a generally easy fix. I don't want to mess with it. And again, the rain, you know. I'm also sitting a little far away, so I hope you can hear me all right. I don't know, but yeah, so we're gonna start. So we're gonna start out with showing you Super Famicom. That's not too bad. So I got this one in Japan a few years back, and again, I never cleaned any of these. I think I did peel the sticker off this one up in the corner there. This is generally, it's not great. It was still in the junk section. It's a little sticky, but most people in Japan take care of their things pretty well. And even when they do, sometimes they're smokers, but you know, this is generally taken care of pretty well. This is what I would call close to a model. I don't exactly know if this is yellowed at all, because I don't have a full Super Nintendo for reference, or like a perfect one for reference, but I'm pretty sure that this is about as close as you can get to being good. It just needs to be cleaned. But yeah, really no yellowing. Put that aside, take a sip of my coffee real quick. So next, we have the bad one. As you can see, it is a night and day difference. This one is really rough. It's sticky, it's dirty, it's yellowed. Doesn't quite smell like smoke, but that might be because it's been in my possession for quite a while now. As you can see, the contacts are dirty. Oh, there's dust bunnies up in there. Stickers still on it. I got this for $3. The bottom isn't so bad, but you can tell this was left out in the sun with a controller plugged into it for quite a long time. Yeah, it's not good. Night and day difference between these two. Oop, hit my camera. I was expecting that to happen. As you can see, yeah, it's night and day difference. This is the main one we're going to be cleaning up. I don't know what to expect from the inside. I don't know if it's just yellowed. It's a little sticky. I'd say stickier than this one. It's got a thick layer of grime on it, so yeah, we will be cleaning that one up. I do want to keep the sticker on, just, you know, for prosperity's sake, but whatever. I spent 322 yen, or 324 yen for that, which is about $3. Just assume like 1 yen is 1 cent, even though that's technically not correct. It's close enough. especially when you're doing off-the-hand conversions, or napkin conversions, basically. And this is my Super Nintendo. That's bad. I got this when I was 15 at a retro game store. It was in pretty good shape. I did Retrobright on this before. I didn't do it great, but I did it on it before. And I don't really know if it did anything, to be completely honest. It looks okay. There's some yellowing on it. I'm pretty sure it's yellowed since I've had it, which is disconcerting because I know people who have had this in their possession for their entire lives since they were kids and they still didn't have any yellowing. So I don't know what it is I'm doing differently. And I'm pretty sure this is a later model that doesn't use bromine, so I am a little confused as to why this is turning yellow. But maybe there's more models. Maybe there's a model with the sticker that uses bromine. I don't know. It's got some stuff in it. It could use a cleaning. I haven't cleaned it in a few years, so it's a little sticky. Apparently everything's just sticky today. Maybe it's humid. But it's humid. It's raining. So let's get to it. So we're going to be working on this one first. I got my toolbox. My knees are scraping across the front of the this workbench, which is a standing workbench, but I'm going to be here for a while, so I'd rather not be standing the whole time. Let's move the salon care and the light bulb out of the way. Hope you can get a good view of the desk. Hopefully the camera doesn't get in my way too much. It shouldn't, but it might. As you can see, the classy, what is this, Easy Riders Video Magazine, number 10. Music by Leonard Skinner and the Doobie Brothers. 1991. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I do know it's a VHS and hot times and loud pipes. I'm getting a bit off track. I don't know what that is or why it's here. This is my parents' garage, obviously, so I'm sure there's some reason for it. A very good reason, I'm sure my mom approves of. So yeah, pretty easy. This is a kit my uncle got me. Just gonna pull out the game bits. You're gonna need a game bit here. This is less of an instruction because there's plenty of other videos on it. More just like a vlog of cleaning it, I guess. So you got your game bit here. Your larger game bit, which is usually used for opening the consoles. I'm gonna set that aside. Okay, all right. Maybe we should set it a little bit more aside so it's less in our way. This is gloves for when I have to do the Retrobright. There we go. All right, so you'll see there are 6 little game bits in here. So we're just gonna game bit or security bit or whatever. Basically, Nintendo didn't want you modding their stuff. Fair enough, I guess. I'm assuming that's already done. Yeah. So yeah, you can see there's a big stain on the workbench. I don't know what that is. It's round. It's sure some kind of spray paint or wood veneering or something like that. Or lacquer, not veneer, lacquer. I will say, game bits are pretty satisfying to unscrew. Something about the way that, like, old consoles, their screws kind of stick into place, so when you finally break them, it goes kind of like that. It's like opening up a soda. And then just the bit itself is, I don't know, it's neat. It's proprietary, which sucks, but it is neat. I don't know, I just like it. I just keep doing this. Now, this does have an option to attach screwdriver does have an option to attach a ratchet or like a ratchet to it, but it's not exactly, you know, it's long enough as it is. It's a lot of it's going to be lost. There was the snap. A lot of it's going to be lost in the just its length and the wobble. All right, we're almost done. So I don't have that many Super Nintendo or Super Famicom games, and I do have a few really good ones because they're cheap. Getting good games in Japan, dirt cheap. Here, if you want to find like a good Super Nintendo game, it's gonna cost you as much as it was when it was new, or more. It's pretty ridiculous. games were a lot shorter back then too, so it's not like you're gonna get your full money's worth like you would with a modern game. All right, let's just. We got 4 out of 6. One of these are gold. Not exactly sure why that is. 2 of these are gold. Yep, so there it is. Let's lift it off. Oh my fucking lord. Oh wow, that is... Wow, maybe I should have been wearing gloves. That is... Oh. What'd they find this in? An abandoned house? What the hell? Look at this. That is disgusting. Oh. Oh. I didn't think it would be that bad. Ugh. 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 Okay, I need backup. Yep, let's take this to the end. I feel like I should wear a respirator. Okay. Oh, that's almost out. Well, that was terrible. As you can see, that helped quite a bit, but yeah, definitely needs to be like spot cleaned. Let's get started with taking everything out. Yeah. There's a lot of move on that. I feel like this is too small. This should work, hopefully. Hope the rain isn't deafening. It's not too loud for me, but I know cameras don't exactly... Oh! Yikes, there's that snap. But I know cameras don't exactly work the way human ears do. I don't have a magnetics parts tray with me. One's up in my room, but I don't want to get that right now, so I guess I'll just set it right here with the other screws. Sure, that won't be a problem. Won't cause any problems at all. Oh, there we go. Some coffee. Make sure they make this a little more centered. Turn this because it's a little off kilter. Oh, yeah, so this is the mechanism for like ejecting the games. You can just pull it out and push it and ejects it. It's pretty simple. Really just this button pushes this, pops the cartridge out. In case you didn't know, which if you're watching this, you probably did. But that's okay. That one's a little tough. I want to be careful because I really don't want to... Oh, it's really pouring out there. Yeah, you want to be careful because you really don't want to pour, or I mean put too much pressure of any kind on this plastic because it's very brittle right now. I don't know if I mentioned it, but the plastic doesn't just yellow, it becomes brittle, and that's, well, obviously not good. It can damage it and cause it to become damaged very easily. Why did I unscrew that? I don't think there was really a reason for me to unscrew. I'm going to screw that back in. I don't think I needed to unscrew that, being completely honest. Wasting time. Oh, this is hell on my lower back. Leaning forward like this. Ah. Oh, love that snap. Like unscrewing something that hasn't been unscrewed before. It's very satisfying. I've always been a tinkerer ever since I was little. Tinkerer. Ooh, gonna have to unscrew the power switch. Get to one of the screws down there. I've never actually, unrelated scatterbrain thoughts, but I've never taken apart a Super Famicom before, only the Super Nintendo. It's similar, but it's not quite the same. Again, very similar, but there's a few minute changes. I honestly haven't opened up a Super Nintendo in a while, so I don't quite remember, but I'm sure. Anyway.
What a turkey. Hey mate.
Yeah?
You're a turkey, you know that?
You're a turkey. What a great movie.
Good stuff, good stuff.
This is so gross. Oh, there's hairs too. Ow. Hope I don't nick myself. That would be very unfortunate. You having fun over there? How am I gonna take that out?
Why do I have to do this?
Do what?
This.
So, oh, well that solves one of my problems. Didn't know I could just do that. Okay, that fixed that problem. Let's get that out. That's gonna be fun to put back in. I hate putting things like this back into place. All right, we're almost there. I'm gonna need to get that out. I hate dealing with ribbon cables. They're very unnerving. I think this is one of the screws I have to undo. I can't, maybe one down there, I'm not sure. If you can see that, I don't know. Yeah, if you can see that. Might need to undo that one, but I'm not sure. You're a turkey, mate. And me and my brother watched Mad Max, the original, yesterday, not a few days ago. Very good movie. It'll be a little hard to follow, but I find a lot of those older 80s movies are a little hard to follow. Maybe it's just because I've never been the biggest fan. Oh shit. Okay. Oh. Some plastic chips came out. You can see that. That's what happens. Yeah, you can see like very minor chips in the plastic here. Yeah, this needs to be fixed as soon as possible so it doesn't fall apart anymore. I don't even want to know how easy it is to break this. Yeah, just scraping it feels kind of bad. Anyway, yeah, no, it was a good movie. But thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
Look at that great brother bringing me water. I didn't even ask. I'm sure that was the reason why. I'm sure that was the only reason. I'm sure there wasn't any other reason he brought water out for me. I've been a big fan of movies. I kind of space out during a lot of them. I don't know why. It's not like regular blockbuster like big explosion movies fare any better. I don't think it's that. It really is just something about the medium, unfortunately. Just, oh, that's not. See my problem here. Doesn't quite fit down there. You know what? I have a backup plan. Let me see if it'll work. Ha! Found this just a few minutes ago. And maybe this might be my saving grace. This may or may not be my saving grace. Oh, okay, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, oh, oh. Turn the ratchet the other way. Oh no, it's not even reaching it. See, it has an extension here, but the extension doesn't fit. It's a different type of, thing. That's for this. I attach this, and then I get a converter on that. Maybe the converter won't be so big. Converter's as big as the other one. This definitely isn't going to help. But let's try it anyway. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. I think we've got it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait. No, wait, we got it. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, this ratchet ain't sounding so good. Anyway, yeah, it's something about the medium I've never been able to fully get into. There we go. And it's not like I don't like any movies. There's plenty of movies that I really enjoy, but like, you show me a movie, I won't immediately be entranced. I'm more likely to turn it off. Oh, this ratchet is bad. What's going? Oh, that's rough. Okay. Let's just get that pulled out of there. Oh, it is. Unless it's not screwed out. This is not done. Thought I saw it popping. Yeah, no, it's definitely popping. Maybe I just need to try and lift it out now. Ooh. Close, but no cigar. What's holding it in? Come on. Give up your secrets. Ah, there it is. Not exactly sure how I missed that, but I did. Anyway, yeah, like Blade Runner, it was cool aesthetically, but watching it, it's just kind of boring. That's not a knock on the movie, though. It's like, I want to love like a lot of movies from the 80s, but a lot of them are very slow. It may just be because I'm a product of the times, that my attention span is shorter than a goldfish's. Goldfish, good goldfishes. Oh shit. I don't know if that's supposed to come off. I don't see any more screws for it though. That's not like the CPU, and I need to reapply some kind of thermal. No, no. This is too old for that, I think, right? Ah, it's two screws right there I forgot about. Well, didn't see. At least from my angle. I haven't watched a guide on how to clean out one of these things like I should have, but you know what, that's okay. Just unscrew everything. I'm sure it'll be fine. I doubt this has a CPU that needs thermal grease. It's too old for that. A lot of computers in the 90s didn't use a CPU cooler. At least like 486 machines. That weren't powerful enough to put out enough heat. Okay. Well, there is the circuit board. I still need to get the ribbon cable out. Not sure how I'm going to... Is it just a whole plug or is it just the ribbon cable? think it's just the ribbon cable. It's the whole plug that comes out? Or... See, I'm confused because I'm not sure if it's like the whole plug or if it's just the ribbon that comes out of the... Yeah, no, that's definitely the ribbon that comes out, not the whole assembly there. Let's get this back out. What? There we go. Okay. Let's get that set aside. Let's get this taken out. But, doesn't look like it wants to move. Not exactly sure what this is. Looks pretty beaten up, but whatever it is, it's holding this in place. Oh, I know what this is. This broke off. That's what that did. Check this out. This is what happens when your plastic yellows. Pretty dang sure this thing was never opened. Opened up. Oh, that's my neck. We just unscrew this. Okay, no unscrewing it. Just gotta pull it out. Not quite sure. Oh, my back. Oh, my back. I'm getting too old for this. Swear, it's all in having to move past the camera. Yeah, that's... Ow, nicked myself with the fucking solder points. Holding it in place. What the hell? Looks like the... So I guess I was right. I was missing a bit. Surprised I missed that. Now I need to find where I put the game bit. Yeah, no, I didn't. No, I did put it back in there. Okay. I'm gonna have to lap this one. That'll hurt myself. So what happened here is the plastic of the case, rather than unscrewing, broke off. You can see that point right there, just broke. Which is not preferential. It's just going to keep spinning unless I can get that bolt or that little piece of plastic screwed down, and I'm not going to be able to take the front off until I get that off. So we got to be creative. I need to hold this down somehow while I'm unscrewing it. I think it would be easier if I tried to unscrew the plastic piece from the bolt while I held the bolt in place with my... Fuck. This is quite puzzling. Okay, nope, okay, let's get the pliers. Pliers time. Alright, so I took a second because my camera's getting hot, and I got it out. I basically, you know, in case you have the same problem, I got it, I held it with some pliers, you know, like so, and I just unscrewed it. I had to hold it really tight It held up even with how brittle it is. It was marked up. You can't really see that because of the focus. It was marked up, but you should be able to do the same thing. Don't be worried about breaking it. It's a pretty tough piece of plastic, even if it's brittle. Worried about it breaking off right there and having to deal with it. But that's how I did it. So, am I gonna glue it on? I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. I'll make that decision later, basically. I'm gonna keep working on it, but the camera's hot, so I'm gonna let it rest for a little bit. This was a sound module. This was the sound module. You can see like the little shiv sound or whatever. It comes in like this whole, yeah, Mitsumi electric. Yeah, it comes with this like little module. Just, you might have to wiggle it a little bit, wiggle it, and then it'll come out. It's got a plug, so there you go. Got the whole board out here, as you can see here. The whole board is out. I'm probably going to go over that with some the Q-tip and some isopropyl rubbing alcohol. It's all right. I could take it apart more, but just like unscrew those. But I'm not going to do that. Yeah. So this plate comes off really easy. There's the expansion port. This is the Super Nintendo right here. You can play it just like this if you wanted to. Well, it probably needs the sound card in there. I don't know if it would even boot without the sound card. But there you go. There's the controller port. I'm going to have to take the plastic off there. Then I'm going to get to the Retrobright, and I will cut to when I'm ready to do that. So a few things to note. So I got it finally pulled apart. That is very difficult. These clips are very hard to deal with, and look at that. Just the pressure pushing on this button, because you know you have to push the clips out here before you can slide it out. So the pressure pushing back actually cracked the plastic. So yeah, this is very brittle. You can tell when you if you run your fingernail across it, it kind of like it feels kind of pasty, like it, rather than as smooth like this. Yeah, that's a pretty good indication. It made some horrible noises. That needs to be cleaned. Yeah, that cracked plastic sucks, but there's not much I can do about it. I might even, if yours is in as bad shape as this, I might even just recommend like putting it through Retrobright, even with all the parts still in, and then once it's gone through once it's gone through one time, maybe then try taking all the rest of the pieces out, because you don't want to break it like I did, because you're gonna have to put some stress on the plastic to get it out, unless there's something that I just couldn't figure out. So yeah, that's rough. We're gonna get these things cleaned up. This is really bad. So yeah. I'm back, and all the lights on in the garage are off, because I don't know how well this is gonna pick up on the camera. Yeah, so I got the light. It's UV light. First I was like, well, this sucks, and then I was like, oh wait, it's a UV light. You're not supposed to be able to really see it that much. If you look at it too much, it messes with your eyeballs, as it does. It's supposed to do. So I've cleaned the rest. They look pretty clean, but I'm not going to show it because there's not much point. They don't look clean enough to be interesting to show. So, oh, you know what? There's a yellow bit too. Forgot about that. That's important. So I'm going to set up the Retrobright here. Okay, everything's falling apart. The thing's cleaned up kind of nicely. I mean, they're not perfect, obviously. They need to be cleaned up a little bit more. I'm going to clean up these, but because it's going to be so long, they're going to be Retrobrighting for so long that it's like, you know. And I'm going to do just that because I really don't want to have to deal with the other ones. They're not that bad. You know, I'm lazy. And I figure I can do them over an extended period of time. To keep, you know, is part of this is to keep myself busy during this quarantine, which sucks massive balls. So I figure if I extend the amount of time that I have to do it, then it'll keep me busy and keep me from losing my mind. So that sounds like a plan, man. So I'm gonna set everything up. I'm gonna put everything away first, and then I'm gonna set everything up, and hopefully we should be good to go. So hopefully you can get a little bit of a better idea. It's what's going on here. So let's just set this back a little bit. So we got the 50%. Don't worry, I'm gonna put a glove on this hand. Brother's getting me a glove right now. You're just gonna pour it on. You just rub it in. It looks suspiciously a little bit like spooge, but you know, we're not gonna worry about that. That's why we're bringing it under UV light, right? Wow, that looks a lot. It has a consistency too. Not like I have that much experience with spooge, of course, but it is what it is. Dude, you won't believe how much this stuff looks like spooge.
Huh?
That's a consistency too.
Huh?
You know what? I probably should have put this on before.
Yeah, you know.
Can you just grab the glove and...
Yeah, I think I can.
Thanks. Oh, and there we go. Thank you so much, Famuel. All right, there we go. Dude, it has the perfect consistency. All right, you just rub it down. Fuck yeah, just rub it. This stuff is nasty. You don't want this on your skin. This is 50% hydrogen peroxide. 50 volume. I don't know if it's 50%, but it's pretty damn strong. I think it just cracked slightly. This is really fucking bad. Alright. Oh. Look at that! I can't get that out of my head. You just rub the spooge in here. Spooge. So the great thing about this is before, like, you would have to get xanthan gum and a bunch of other stuff and OxyClean to get it to, like, thicken and emulsify so you could, like, spread it on more. But this does everything you need. This has everything you need. It's basically Retrobright in a bottle, which is why everybody prefers this now. Even if it's not exactly...
Retrobright?
Yeah, that's the method. That's what this is called. The Retrobright method. It was discovered in 2008. Yeah, it's that's what this is called, basically, like restoring plastics. Because this is common. Basically, what causes the yellowing in a lot of these is they put bromine in it to make it fire retardant for some reason. Not exactly sure why. It's really lit. The reason I have the cellophane is, well, not one, to make sure it doesn't get everywhere, but two, because it will evaporate and you don't want that, so.
What the hell is body butter?
It's body butter, bro. Don't you know what body butter is, dude? I don't actually know, I'm lying. I'm gonna get it all over. Get this all over this. Spread it around. It's a little science experiment you can do with the kids so they can burn their little pretty little faces off with their hydrogen peroxide. I imagine it'll be humid enough in here that it won't matter too much. Okay. Now let's get some on the outside too. Perfect. Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
For the spooge. Can you? Yeah, thanks. There we go. That looks pretty. I think I did it better there than I did for the other side, but that's whatever. That's okay. it spreads from what I know. Like you don't have to technically reach every little nook and cranny. It will, the effect will spread, I believe. Could be wrong, could be very wrong. That's how I believe it is. That's how I believe it be, that's how I believe it do. Okay, and it's really just the sides of this that are a problem, so. Now, set this, and this, and this. Nope, sticking in my hand. There we go. Rub that down. Rub this down. Hopefully it doesn't burn right through the sticker, but I don't know. Rub this down. Perfect. And now let's get some, oh, and our little bit here. Perfect. Let's get some cellophane over this with my hands. I'll just use a shop towel. My hands. Shop towel to get the majority of this off. I can get some cellophane here. I can never figure out how to tear this stuff. It's really the worst. Okay, all right, yep. Figures. Yeah, that's about right. If only it would stop folding in on itself. And would tear like it should. There we go. Please don't fold in on yourself. Please don't fold in on yourself. It's folding in on itself. Fuck my life. Okay. Let's create like a little box here. A little sealed thing. It should, I mean, already it should prevent the majority of. You all right, Chief? What's up?
I'm trying to find out where I left my thing.
What?
I left a thing.
What thing?
Perfume sample.
What?
Perfume sample.
Oh, bathroom, I think. All right. Yeah. Should I get some more? No, this should be fine. This should be fine. Famous last words, but this should be fine. There we go. Close it up on that end. This end doesn't need to be like a perfect seal or anything, but just want to prevent it from evaporating. It's pretty humid in the garage right now, but it's not going to last because it gets dry as hell here in East Texas. So very, very, very dry. Well, that's okay. I think it gets dry, but some others may not agree. All right, so let's wipe this down here. All right, now that we got spooge everywhere. All right, so we got some aluminum foil. There we go. Tanning salon, basically. Oh, okay, all right, no, turning that off. Okay, well, don't look at it because I thought I saw like death itself when I was staring into that. Not actually, but it was, saw like the little star, well, not exactly, yeah, pretty much stars. Saw stars, don't look into it. Pretty that's bad for your eyes. It's like looking into the sun itself. It's a little bit less extreme. Shows my audio levels. There, as long as nobody breathes on this, it is the most stable thing in the universe. Again, providing nobody breathes on it. I can't see why they would. I don't know how much that's helping. Maybe not at all. But I can't imagine it's better than nothing. Or I can't imagine it's not better than nothing. I'll just do one over the top. Hopefully the thing supports it and this stops popping out of its packaging. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. Yeah, I'm sure that works. Just... Okay, nope, 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 no, it's all falling apart. Okay. Let's have a moment of silence for a fallen comrade. So I'm gonna sort of go for the go for a certain perspective on this as a cautionary tale. So I've heard some other problems with this. So, but before I do any of that, I want to touch on the one of the methods of Retrobright called V2, I've heard it called, which is similar, but I believe it bleaches the plastic and it uses temperature to do it, very high temperatures to achieve it. And that's all great and all, but it bleaches the plastic. It doesn't necessarily make it super, you know, it doesn't bring the plastic back to its original color. It bleaches it. And if that's what you're going for, then you can do it. But you know, there are some risks involved with that. But also, it doesn't you know, always give the desired effect. So why do I bring this up? Well, as I said, Texas sun is very hot. The tiny little skimpy UV light I had wasn't doing the job, and it was a very bright sunny day, very bright sunny day, hot too. And I had made a box shortly after the video was released, or sorry, shortly after the video was finished filming. I made a box for the a box lined with tin foil. You know, I took a cardboard box, cut off the top ends, closed it up, lined the inside with tin foil for the UV lamp. Still wasn't doing much. And it was bright outside, and I was like, yeah, sure. So I put the stuff wrapped in cellophane into the box, propped it up to be directly shown in by the sun. It was an open box, you know, but you could use it for both UV and, you know, the outside. And I set it up. It was pretty toasty in there. And for some reason, it didn't occur to me that heat, extreme heat, by the way, I mean, this was already, I think, like a 80 or 90 degree day, which, you know, isn't too hot, but when it's directly in the sun, and this is Texas, there's, you know, there's no clouds in the sky or anything. I'll turn the AC on, so sorry if you hear anything. Let me try and aim the fans away from the camera there. You know, there's nothing in the, there's nothing between, there's not much between the sun and you or the ground, really. I heard from them that the box blew away in the wind to the other side of the street. I was pretty worried. I was like, you know, what happened? They're like, I don't know, or like, how did it turn out? I don't know. So I went to go look over, and they seemed pretty fine. But I immediately noticed this. So I don't know if you got. So I don't know if you're picking up on what that is, on what that's supposed to be. That is the controller port, and it's not the wide-angle lens distorting it. That's just how it looks. But it's not yellow. Yeah, it warped in a way that looks like it's straight out of a Dr. Seuss book. That's wild. That's not going on there. It shrunk. Unless you are very confident in putting it back to the way it was and putting it back in that little oven I called a UV box or a dark box, then yeah, no, that thing's pretty much done for. But I saw the rest of it, and at first, you know, with the cellophane on it, I was like, oh, that's not too bad. And it didn't. I mean, you know, it didn't, you know, it looks pretty, you know, it looks fine. It's like, oh, you know, but this was the bottom. And you may start to notice a little warping here. I didn't see that until about an hour ago. I thought that was the extent of the warping, but but generally, you know, I mean, this wasn't too bad. That's one of the worst sides that didn't get the sun, and this did. So yeah, I mean, the Retrobright worked, but the bleaching. Let me show you the worst offender. But first, let me show you this side. So it was laid down like this. And you're like, wow, that looks great compared to how it was. And you're right, it does. Compared to how it was, that looks fantastic. And while there's some minor cracking because of the warping, yeah, so what have we learned? Retrobright heat method bleaches. It's the bleaching method. It works if you want to bleach your plastic, but you really have to coat it evenly. As you can see, it did de-yellow mostly, but it also bleached. So heat and an extreme UV, a lot of UV, makes the process a whole lot quicker. It was yellow. I took a nap for about 2 hours, and I came back, and I got the gray results that you see here. Very fast. However, there are dangers associated with that. Don't do a tin box and put it in the sun. I doubt anybody has done that. That's pretty dumb. I didn't really think what I was doing. Heat. If you want to do the heat method, and you know what, please be controlled. Don't overdo it. It will warp the plastic, especially like this. ABS will warp. This will, at least. And exposed to the humidity of the, and I'm sure being exposed to the humidity of the, you know, stuff wrapped in cellophane didn't help. So yeah, don't do that. Just get a UV light. If you live in like a more northern state, then yeah, you can probably use the sun. But here it's a lot more hot, a lot more direct sunlight, where you'll be like very cool because it's dry. You'll be very cool if you're in the shade, but the moment you go out in the sun, it'll start baking you. So yeah, that's the lesson here. I am going to finish it once I get my UV light, because I purchased a UV floodlight on Amazon, because the light I got from Lowe's just wasn't doing it. So I got a floodlight from Amazon, and once that comes in, I'm going to be finishing it up just to finish what I started. I'm going to try to reassemble it, but I'm not going to be able to put everything back the way it was. I got a Super Famicom. I knew I wouldn't. I was willing to possibly screw up. So a sacrificial lamb, if you would. So yeah. Oprah. Interesting coffee cup. So yeah, that's the story. Don't do what I did. Be smart. Yeah. I'm learning as I go. You know what? I'm not the smartest cookie in the world, or really even close to what anyone would call intelligent. But that's okay. I'm learning. So thank you for watching. Yeah. Oh, and I'll post a final update on how it's going. So.